All right, guys, welcome back to Noble's View. This is our recap for March week 30 in the English Premier League, and we have a couple of games to go over that happened during the weekend. We have the likes of Arsenal against Everton. We have Manchester City against West Ham United. We have Man United, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Liverpool against Tottenham at Anfield. That was the most surprising game for me. But guys, we're going to delve into each and every of these games I just mentioned. Now, for the Arsenal game, personally, I predicted that Arsenal was going to win that match. And my prediction for that game was a 1-0 victory for Arsenal at the Emirates. Now, I knew that game was going to be pretty difficult for Arsenal because Everton are always a team that Arsenal find it very difficult to break down very easily. Sometimes it's 1-1, 0-0 or 1-0. The scoreline in the last couple of years has not been much. I think the last time Arsenal played them 4-0 was about 2-3 years ago. Now, when I looked at that game, Arsenal played really well, but Everton were really hard to break down. And the Arsenal wonder kid, Max Doman, guys, for those who do not know that guy, he's 16 years and less than 80 days actually. He's the youngest player to score in the Premier League. He broke Wayne Rooney's record, and that kid is a sensation. Last season when I watched him play for Arsenal against Man United in the FA Youth Cup, I think that was in the quarterfinals. Man United won Arsenal in that game through penalties. The kid, he just reminded me of Messi when Messi was a teenager. The way he was moving with the ball, dribbling past people, I'm like, wow, who is this kid? And 1 year later, he's starting for Arsenal senior team. He was Arsenal's youngest player to play in the Champions League and is now holding the record for the youngest player to score in the Premier League with 16 years and I think about 70 or 75 days. Now, he came on in the second half. He brought the pre-assist, crossed the ball to the other side of the pitch to Hinkapie. Hinkapie got an assist for Gyökeres, and later on, I think in the 97th minute, Max Doman scored the second goal and gave Arsenal a 2-0 lead for that game, and Arsenal won Everton 2-0. Arsenal currently sits 9 points ahead of Manchester City. Now, the boy Max Doman won the man of the match. Now, going over to Manchester City, I predicted that West Ham was going to win Man City, but the game ended up to be a 1-1 draw, and Man City dropped points again. Their last match before this one was the match against Nottingham Forest, which they drew 2-2 at the Etihad, and against West Ham, it was a 1-1 draw. City at this point, personally, I do think that they've lost the league to Arsenal, even though I do not want Arsenal to win it, but it's just obvious that the City is Arsenal's, and it's also theirs to lose because for me, 90% now, Arsenal has won the league. There's nothing anyone can say. Even if you are happy or not happy about it, you really cannot do anything about the situation right now. And now the next game is the Chelsea game against Newcastle United. I knew that Chelsea was definitely going to struggle, and they lost 1-0 to Newcastle through Anthony Gordon's goal. And I predicted a 2-1 win for Newcastle against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I knew Chelsea, one problem they had was the inconsistency. They will play well today. The next game, they will be really poor. They won 4-1 against Aston Villa, the previous Premier League game at Villa Park. It was a very, very good performance from Chelsea. Villa got the first goal in that game. Chelsea came from behind to win 4-1. Now, this Newcastle game, I knew Newcastle was always going to be a very, very big problem for Chelsea. And they actually were. They got an early goal in the first half, and Chelsea couldn't come back to equalize or get a win whatsoever in that game. So it was really, really a very, very difficult one for Chelsea. Now, Man United played on Sunday. It was a 3-1 win for Man United. My prediction was a 2-1 win, but it ended up to be a 3-1 win for Man United. Bruno got double assist in that game. He assisted Casemiro for the first goal and also Mateus Cunha for the second. And the super sub, Benjamin Sesko. Now, Sesko has been amazing. This year, 2026, he has scored 7 goals. He's the player in the Premier League that has scored most non-penalty goals in 2026. Yeah, he's ahead of the likes of Gyökeres, the likes of Erling Haaland, and also Igor Thiago, 2026. Now, he's been amazing. He scored very, very crucial goals for Man United. Late goals against Fulham, the likes of Burnley. Like he's been a sensation since the turn of the new year. Ever since Michael Carrick came on, Benjamin Sesko has been amazing, and Man United deservedly got the win. They are currently third. Before the game, yes, Man United was third with Villa the same point, but right now Man United is currently third, 3 points ahead of Villa, 5 points ahead of Liverpool, and 6 points ahead of Chelsea, that is seated on the sixth position in the league table. Now, finally, we are going to discuss about the Liverpool game against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, like I said earlier on the Premier League recap, that the Liverpool game against Tottenham was the game that shocked me the most, because Tottenham, for me, are the worst team in Europe at the moment. They played 6 games in all competitions and they lost all 6 games, not even a draw. But against Liverpool, they got a 1-1 draw. Dominic Szoboszlai scored an amazing free kick that the goalkeeper Vicario could not do anything about. And later on, Richarlison got an equalizer for Tottenham at Anfield. Honestly, it's a disgrace. Liverpool fans are fuming that Arne Slot needs to be sacked. That he's just turned the team upside down. He's confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. His tactics are no longer working. He just complains week in, week out. He has no clue of what he's doing. And personally, I was really surprised with the outcome of that game. But football, sometimes you get results that you really do not expect to get. But it was a very, very beautiful weekend. An interesting one, I would say. Yeah, Arsenal had exactly what they wanted. They won their game. Man City lost 2 points. And for me, as a Man United fan, United won their game 3-1 comfortably against Villa at Old Trafford. It was a very, very important one. Currently, Arsenal sits, like I said, 9 points clear of the league table. Yes, City has a game in hand, but that game in hand is not a guaranteed game. Yeah, you have to play the game to win it. You might win the game, draw or lose, so it's not a guaranteed 3 points. So they have to fight for it. Man City is second, 9 points behind Arsenal, while Man United is third, and they are 3 points ahead of Villa, 5 points ahead of Liverpool, and 6 points ahead of Chelsea. So Man United's Champions League pursuit is very, very much in track, and it's very likely Man United is going to make Champions League next season. So guys, let us know in the chat which game for you was the most shocking and surprising game over the weekend in match week 20. For me, like I said, it was a Liverpool game against Tottenham. I never expected that result was going to come out that way. I actually predicted a 4-1 win for Liverpool against Tottenham Hotspur, but it is what it is. It ended up to be a 1-1 draw. So let me know in the chat, guys, the game that actually shocked you the most in the match week 30 matches that were played in the Premier League. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. See you in the next video, guys. Take care and peace out, guys. Bye.